In Assassin's Creed Shadows, allies are a very amazing feature to use, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to get every single ally as fast as possible in the game. Let's start off with the first ally, Yaya. To even get this quest line with this ally, you have to first unlock the objective board by talking with Tomiko at the start of the game when you have access to the open world. On the main objective circle, you're going to want to select the target, the Wounded, and start that quest line with the Fatherless Monk and do every single quest line within this target. Eventually, during this quest, you'll get dialogue options that the game says will impact Yaya's relationship with you. So to not ruin that, I stuck with all the suggestions she had, which were options of forgiveness and letting someone live. Specifically, killing them isn't justice. This may piss off the other person, but securing an ally is much more important. If you do this correctly, you'll then see Yaya's face appear on your objective circle, and then you can select her quest, specifically the Stray Dogs. Now, during this quest, you get a dialogue option. You can choose forgiveness or to punish. I picked punish, but there was no consequence. After that, you'll retrieve an item, chase somebody, and then you must pick the choice you need to forgive each other. Then you'll be presented with the offer with a character symbol and plus option that says let's work together. Once you select this will then confirm Yaya being recruited, and if you want more confirmation, just wait a second and it will appear on your screen. Now at level 1, Yaya comes in and can perform a pushback attack on enemies. At level 2, she gets a passive to knock an enemy over when entering combat, and at level 3 she gets the passive Inner Strength and can literally kick enemies and send them flying. If Yaya takes too much damage, she'll disappear, or if there's no more enemies for her to fight, she'll just go ahead and disappear with a smoke bomb. Now, leveling up allies can't be done without building the dojo in your hideout. This feature is actually unlocked once you recruit Yaya. Now, the dojo has 3 levels as well. At level 1, allies can be trained up to the initiate rank, which is the 2nd level. At level 2, you can now have 2 allies that can assist you instead of just 1. And at level 3, you can train allies up to veteran rank, aka the 3rd level, which unlocks all their passives. Unlocking the dojo also means that you could start to manage allies at Kakuregas in the game. You can access it right over here by selecting this, where it says you can manage the allies. From this menu, you can change character outfits, decide which allies you want to bring with you, and can level them up. Also, I want to point out that leveling up allies also unlock new outfits for them, which I guess is cool. If you hit that like and subscribe button, you too can also be an ally of me. Okay, let's move on. Now, after this, you won't be able to get any allies until you unlock Yasuke, which means you have to also eliminate the other target on the main objective board, which is the Golden Teppo with Naue. By doing those quest lines, you'll then get another mission where you have to hunt down a 3rd target, and you'll see this under the quest line Temple of the Horsemen. Once you complete that entire quest line, which I'm not going to spoil, you'll finally have access to Yasuke, which will unlock 2 more allies on the map immediately, Ibuki and Oni-yuri. Let's talk about the first one, Ibuki. Ibuki the Ronin can be found by heading towards the Iga region, specifically in the Hijiyama area, where you'll see a quest close to Kahiwara village called Ambush Interrupt. It's that black exclamation diamond mark. This is specific for Yasuke, as this character will only interact with Yasuke, and one of the first dialogue options that you choose can be that you are following orders. After that, you'll enter a big ambush fight with a bunch of enemies, which would then lead to another cutscene of 2 people arguing with each other, and as usual with the theme of the game, pick forgiveness as the answer. This will then unlock Ibuki in the League objective circle, where you then can do their specific quest, Homecoming. After moving forward with the quest, you'll encounter another dialogue option. Make sure to select Fight with Us Kyobei. After that encounter, you'll meet Ibuki again. Now, you'll get dialogue options during this quest line and the option to romance them, but I'm not telling you what to do. I just didn't choose that romance option, and has nothing to do with them joining you or not. And then after that, the next day, you'll get another option where you can select you don't have to be alone to have them officially join you, and now you have a Ronin in your squad. At level 1, Ibuki's active ability is Petals in the Wind, where they'll just join you in a fight and deal impact damage. They're similar to how Yaya just jumps in and fights. At level 2, you get Strike of the Ronin, where enemy armor is shattered, and at level 3, you get Blade of Fusion, where they will use a special move called Strike of the Ronin while fighting. So essentially, Ibuki is going to be really great when there are armored enemies around. The next ally that we're going to unlock is Oni-yuri. She can be found all the way in Wakasa in Suruga, and you'll see the quest called Sweet Lies, indicated by the diamond exclamation point. The key to recruiting her is really simple. Constantly never say she's guilty and always give her the benefit of the doubt even though you know she is guilty. Now there are dialogue options that Naoe can say or Yasuke can say, but stick with the ones that Naoe always says, as she's always going to be in support of her. After the initial interaction, Oni-yuri will move to another location, you'll do some quests, and eventually you'll confront a samurai, and you want to select the dialogue option that you understand. You'll then get more dialogue and finally see another option that says I will show you. Don't pick what Yasuke says because you can miss this ally if you make that mistake. And just like that, you've now recruited her to become your ally pretty early in the game. At level 1, her active ability is Sleep Dart, which simply puts someone to sleep. At level 2, she gets the passive Increased Dosage that releases a toxin cloud that envenoms people, great to poison enemies. And at level 3, she gets the passive Poison the Rations, which will delay reinforcements in the event of an alert, which is pretty helpful if you break your stealth. She's more of a passive ally and not someone like Ibuki or Yaya that just runs out into combat. The next ally we're going to talk about is Gennojo. To unlock this ally, you're going to have to go after the target, the Fool. During this questline, Gennojo will make an appearance towards the end during the quest, The Last Honor, which will then cause him to show up on your league objective circle once that quest is completed. I decided to make him romance Naoe, but to be honest, no choice is pivotal unless it says it'll actually impact the character. You'll then start his questline, Sake and Swords, where you have to steal some rice. Then it'll lead into the next quest, Honor Among Thieves, where you retrieve a scroll, and then you'll talk to him again, where I just continued to select the flirtation option since I already started it. And then that led to another quest line called Stolen Hearts, where we then have to save him. And then there was one more quest line called the Godless Harvest, where at the end he started to have a breakdown over rice, and the impact option was there, and I chose to smooth Gennojo after that. Finally, the last option in this entire quest line is you saying we make a good team, and then he'll be recruited to you as an ally. At level 1, his active ability allows him to throw a startling projectile that you manually control when aiming at the enemy that looks like this. At level 2, if an enemy just sees you, his projectile automatically gets thrown, which gives you time to assassinate, kill them, or keep moving while being undetected. And at level 3, he gets a passive that causes servants to not inform enemies of crimes they see. And he gets a little fancy blue robe at level 3. Now let's talk about how to unlock the most broken ally in the game, Yagoro. And I'm going to need you to really pay attention here because there is a bit you have to do and make sure you have done. After you unlock Yasuke, you'll want to head over to his objective circle and complete both of his quests in Education and the Last of Whispers questline. You'll then get access to a third questline called the Lords of Azuchi, which you'll have to complete. After doing all these quests, you'll then get one for Naoe on her objective tree called Wolves and Foxes. This will lead you to a questline where you talk with a character named Hanzo, where I didn't want to be aggressive with Hanzo at all, which led to Secrets of the Blade quest starting, where you'll eventually receive an iconic apprentice assassin gear and hood, and once you do that, you'll then talk to Yasuke, where then a new objective mark appears in the league objective circle, which means we have now officially unlocked the Yagoro questline, which will appear on the map. And where exactly this location is, well, to find this Yagoro quest, you're gonna have to head over to the region of Harima in Ngyoji at the Manadin Hall, where you'll see this exclamation quest marker. To confirm exactly what this is, you'll see a dead body there that Naoe has to investigate. You'll then track down the killer and he'll interact with you. I selected You Have the Potential. Then his dumbass decided to duel me and he eventually gives up. You'll then after that have to hunt down a samurai. After that, you'll talk about a hidden blade with them, and I selected it's a symbol to serve others. After that, you'll then simply just see that you have the ally recruitment on the screen. At level 1, he can assassinate any enemy with 3 or fewer health chunks. At level 2, he gets a passive chain assassination, which allows him to also take out an extra enemy, which is really good when you're assassinating and he also assassinates. At level 3, he's completely broken because he gets one with death passive ability that allows him to kill enemies with up to 5 health chunks, which is almost any typical enemy you have to deal with. And the cool thing is he gets more shinobi-like in his costume the more you level him up. If you want an ally that shoots the Teppo and throws explosive, you'll want to unlock Katsuhime. To initially get her to unlock, you're going to have to go after the specific target on the main quest board called Onryo the Wise, and you'll just be able to do all the quest lines within it. You'll see her, she's in the background at the beginning of the quest line, and you'll have a few interactions with Katsuhime during this entire quest line, and I just chose to flirt with her with Naoe for this one as well. After you complete the assassination of the specific target on this objective circle, you'll then have Shote appear on the people of Omi circle, and you'll do a quest called Requiem for Rakaku, and the group will sit around a fire. But at the end of that quest line, Katsuhime will then say, "Come find me." You'll then see Katsuhime appear on the League objective chart with the quest line called Letter from Katsuhime. This quest line will take you through a bunch of objectives, but the big one eventually is being able to save her before she gets murdered by a group of enemies. After you save her life, you'll get the option to say, "Yes, join us." Then you'll have her recruited. At level 1, she joins in and starts to just shoot the enemies and daze them. At level 2, she gets a passive where she starts to throw a dazing bomb, and at level 3, she gets bullet ricochet passive, which means bullets that hit a dazed enemy will bounce off of them and hit another enemy. And at level 3, her outfit just reveals her face, which is the opposite of our ninja guy. Now that you know how to get all the allies in the game, you should check out this video right over here.